Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a VTuber, and I'll be talking about my plans for fall of 2023. So hopefully it will give you a good idea on what I will be doing this upcoming season. So for the shows I'll probably react to on this channel, I'll be covering Gundam Build Metaverse, which I recovered the first episode for, Bullbuster, which is kind of like a low-tech mecha show involving people fighting in robots that kind of are like construction vehicles with arms, essentially. So they're low-tech, but they're fighting against mutated animals. As in the first episode, pretty much the main character fights against a very, very large naked mole rat, essentially. So definitely kind of interesting of a show. Don't really have too much of a big impression, but as it is the current main mecha show this season, I do want at least cover it because it's also original as well. And then Overtake, which is a show about F4 racing. Kind of involves a underdog trying his best to prove himself. And also the main character is actually an older character who's around, I guess in his 20s or 30s. And he's a photographer with some PTSD, so that's also different as well. So in a way, they're like the dual protagonists. And yeah, this will probably be quite interesting, though I still have, I gotta catch up on my reaction. I'm a little behind, but I'll be taking the time to catch up probably this week and next week. As for other shows I'll be watching MF Ghost, which is other racing show this season that is a successor to the original Initial D. It's quite good so far and quite exciting as someone who has never seen the original, but I'm enjoying it so far. The second one is like, I think his name is Ron something like detective, something like that, detective investigations or something like that. Pretty much about this guy who works for the police, and he's like trying to get the help of this super smart detective who's kind of been a hermit or a NEET for a while. But yeah, but this detective is supposedly super good at solving mysteries, just based on his sheer observation and problem solving skills. The issue though with this detective is that he ends up killing people really easily somehow through some sort of strong form of suggestion or superpower or something. I don't know, honestly, but interesting premise, I'll give it that. The middle one is pretty much kind of like wholesome, which is interesting enough. It's like covers pretty much like this guy who's like, what's the word? He's like a demon lord who's taking care of this girl who ran away from the royal family due to being, I guess, abused or pretty much rejected by the prince, even though she didn't do anything wrong. So there's that. It seems quite wholesome despite the title, so I'm looking forward to that. Next, I'll be talking about Freerun, which I think will be quite good. Freerun is pretty much about an elf girl who used to be part of the Heroes Party, but it focuses on the emphasis of the passage of time as her party members pass away as she continues to live on, and she is trying to follow in the footsteps of those who passed. So it's a really contemplative and slow show, but still enjoyable. I'm watching, I think, My Boss is Goofy. It's just quite cute and wholesome. Nothing too deep, but it's quite fun. Then I'm going to be covering Magus Bride, which is also just a show I generally like. I'm a bit behind, but I like it. And then Apothecary Diaries, which is the show I'm personally looking forward to the most this season. But it hasn't aired yet, so gotta give it a bit of time until I can make a proper initial impression. So yeah, quite a lot of shows this season. I don't expect to watch all of them, but I'll just watch what I can. Oops, sorry. Oh wait, okay. And regarding the video essays I've been meaning to work on, sadly I'm behind. Because even when I was working on the script for this video, pretty much covering the art, direction, composition of Serenity Season 2. I want to rewatch the whole thing, but also that means rewatching the first season and the second season and the movie, so it's gonna take a bit of time since I haven't gotten around to rewatching everything, and then I had to rewrite the script. So yeah, it's because I'm not really satisfied with how the current script went, so I just had to put some bit more time into this when I have the opportunity to. It's gonna take a while, so no guarantees on when it will be released, but it's something that still is in the back of my mind. And games I'm currently playing Fate Samurai Remnant, which very fun so far. It's kind of a really nice chill game to kind of play after work, so I've been enjoying it quite a lot, especially since it's the biggest proper Fate game in a while. As before, we only had like the Extella series, which is all Muso. And then we have Fate Extra and Fate CCC, which haven't really been adapted in modern way yet, even though we have Fate Extra Record, which has been announced, but no real news in a very long time, so nobody knows when that's going to come out, so this is like the next best thing, especially since I appreciate at least so far that it really does feel like a proper Grail War. Yeah, that doesn't have the time to be an anime, but does have the time to be a game. So it actually is very, very thorough so far. It really feels like you're really in the midst of things, which I didn't expect because typically Grail Wars are pretty tedious, but they're usually pretty short just because of anime constraints and stuff. But maybe in a game, they're able to truly portray one properly. It's not that we don't have Grail Wars in separate novels, like we have like Fate Strange Fake and we have Fate Apocrypha and other spin-offs. Not that they're not adapted probably, but in a way, as a game, you really do feel immersed in the story. So yeah. And then Octopath Traveler is just something I've been hearing good things about. So I'm excited to play a bit more of it. And then I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom since I ended up falling behind in completing it, but I think I got a pretty good portion through. I did like the main 4 dungeons, but I haven't yet beat up the Puppet Zelda, so still getting there, but I'm in no rush. So in regards to Anime NYC, currently I'll be going next month. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I hope I'm looking forward to seeing my friends and getting to enjoy the experience, as anime cons are always fun. It's kind of like, what do you call it? It's like, I guess how I describe it is like, it's a small and fleeting paradise for people who like anime, essentially. As long as you have the money, right? But yeah, it's just such a fun time. So I'm looking forward to it a lot. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the new Mecha designs I got from my Vtuber. So on the very left is the original design that I requested from 2020 VH. He's really, really good at designing mechs, so I'm just glad I was able to go back to him for the landform of that same mech. Though it's the landform is inspired by Patlabor, or Patlabor, and Code Geass, so in a way it's sort of an interesting combination of the two. And then on the right is, I guess I call it the Ascended form. It's pretty much just a sort of a slightly more detailed and taller version of the original mech. They're both space-based units, but it's just kind of interesting having a mech design that kind of looks a little more like the original inspiration, which was the Albion from Captain Earth. But I don't know, I just wanted something that had a little bit closer to that original feeling. And then just in general, like I just wanted to give my 2 cents. So in the last few months and weeks, I've been seeing a whole bunch of just VTuber burnout on Twitter, and it's kind of difficult to see because being a VTuber is not nothing new anymore. The field is saturated. A lot of people are doing it, and they're all trying. There's like so many people just trying to get their share of the spotlight, essentially. To a point that a lot of people just working really hard and eventually just losing their spark or drive, or just becoming super exhausted by everything. Just trying to keep up with like social media, trying to be the best streamer ever, I guess. Not that I'm really much better. I only like release like an episode or two a week. But that's just because I know my limits and I just do what I can. I guess the advice I'd give for VTuber burnout is just don't feel rushed by society or by what people expect from you, because only you can understand your limits, right? I would just recommend people they just don't push themselves too hard. And if they decide to leave the sphere, just if it's like too toxic, which I've been hearing a lot in the whole drama lately, I think that's very reasonable to leave. But if it is due to burnout, I just hope that they can get a long, much needed rest and kind of reflect on what they want to do from now on. Because if you're being burned out from being a VTuber, it does mean that you're pushing yourself too hard. And then also there's a slight debate on just how much Genshin merch is at conventions lately. I thought that was just kind of interesting because if you really boil it down, right? When artists are selling merch, you sell what sells, right? And if Genshin is popular enough that it sells really well, then obviously a lot of artists will be selling Genshin merch, because that's how they could make their money. I think that's a very, very reasonable thing to do. Because it's not like artists don't want to sell like original works and more niche fandoms, but if they don't sell as much, then it kind of is a bit pointless in a way. Well, not really pointless, but more like they don't get much. They're not able to make much. And a lot of freelancing artists do rely on cons for a source of income, even with all the costs involved, like setting up the booth or having the merch available, and then the travel costs. It all stacks up, right? So they really do have to sell in order to make at least some sort of profit. So yeah, it's kind of a shame, but sometimes you gotta do what you do to make money. And just a reminder, in case you didn't know, is that I'll have my Mecha server, which was originally used to watch Witch from Mercury, linked in the YouTube description. Is that we're currently holding a Patlabor watch along. We're currently up to episode 24, and we'll be watching episodes 25 and 26 on Sunday, October 15th at 9 a.m. EST. We watch 2 episodes a week, and once this watch along is done, we'll design a new show, and the whole watch along theme is Mecha. I kind of wanted to just continue like what we did, or what I did for Witch of Mercury, which was originally when it was airing, I streamed the episodes pretty much like the day after or the day of, just a few hours later, and a lot of people were able to join in and kind of just talk about the show. Though I don't think there's as much interest in Patlabor just because it's so old, or maybe a lot of people watched it already. But I enjoy the experience as I've never watched the original Patlabor before, so it's kind of nice sharing that experience with other people. I would just recommend it. In case if you just want to rewatch, or if you want to kind of join in, I don't think you'd miss too much because the series is primarily episodic. But yeah, just up to your discretion, and no rush or pressure, just if you have time. And then lastly, some general questions for y'all. What are your plans for this fall, as I shared my own? Is there anything you're looking forward to? And are you excited for the holidays? I'll be quite busy this fall, just doing my work or doing my side projects and stuff, so I'm keeping myself occupied, so I'm not really worried about being bored or anything. But definitely interested in what you guys think, and hope everyone's looking forward to like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, as that is what we all work for at the end of the year, to get a much needed break after all the hard work we put in. And also me looking forward to Anime NYC. That's gonna be super fun and exciting, and I always look forward to it every year, so that's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, that's it from me. So thank you so much for watching along. Nothing too crazy this time around, but I hope you guys found some a bit more insight and just may learn something new or may find a new show you're interested in. Alright, take care and have a good rest of your day.